There's a new food show sheriff in town, Podna. Trey's Chowdown Podcast Live will feature celebrity chefs and pitmasters with celebrity mixologists with creative cocktail menus from distilleries statewide. We'll have farmers, ranchers, wildlife experts, fishermen, and more, all for the culinary world and the foodies. Live from the Spoony Studios on the iHeartRadio platform, Trey's Chowdown Podcast Live.
There we go. Hey, I didn't hear anything for a minute there. Hey, this is Trey with Trey's Chowdown Live. We're back for another episode of Trey's Chowdown Live, and I'm here with Chef Steve Mitchell. Thank you, buddy.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So we're going to get into our hot topics right now, which we normally talk about. We've got some new engineers in the studio there, and things have been changed a little bit. So, all right. So I want to say that we had a death this week that was a major. Basically, he was the Hat King. He's the one that started American Hat Company and made American Hat Company what it is. And if you don't know what American Hat is, you need to go look it up. American Hat Company, it's who sponsors me, and I've been a brand ambassador for them for years. And it was a real loss to lose Keith Maddox, and I'm sorry for his family, and hopefully he's in a better place now. Did you see that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, I did.
All right, so in national news, if anybody knows about Red Robin's under siege. They made some bad mistakes, and they decided to correct the mistakes by getting rid of their bus boys and their expediters to save millions of money, to save millions of dollars on their labor. And it didn't go well.
Yeah.
They had a lot of mishaps. They had shareholder rode by $20 a share in less than 6 months, and they're trying to get it fixed now. But sometimes saving money is not always cutting labor. That's the worst place thing you can do.
That's the big boss up there looking out the window saying, "How can we cut some labor?" That was a mistake.
That's a big mistake. And Popeyes, of course, everybody knows the crazy thing going on about chicken sandwich. Here's what Popeye said. Popeye said in a statement that they ran out of chicken hours faster than they thought they would. They had no idea they were going to sell it like that and cause all the problems. And it became a big feud with them, and of course, them and Chick-fil-A.
That's a great marremember scheme. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was something, wasn't it? That was great, though.
It's like the Coca-Cola scheme,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And here's what I don't think a lot of people did know this, but at the same time Popeyes was trying their new chicken sandwich, KFC was trying their new Beyond Chicken sandwich, which is no meat, right? It just tastes like chicken. The sandwich sold out in 5 hours. People lined up at 8 a.m. for 2 hours around the block to try this thing. It sold out faster than they sell wings and boneless wings and nuggets in a whole week's worth.
So this is the no chicken.
The no chicken. They sold out in 5 hours. They sold out more and faster than they sell wings for a whole week. Isn't that crazy?
There's the gimmick right there.
Yeah, there's the gimmick. That's crazy. I like meat myself.
Yeah.
Here's something exciting. This is something cool. They have 4. They changed that law in California, and they've got 4 new cannabis restaurants moving into open. They're being built right now in Hollywood, West Hollywood, and they are going to have THC dishes and products in every one of them. Boy, 20 years ago they'd have been in jail.
Yeah.
Oh, and here was my favorite thing of all from this week doing my food research. There's a new restaurant in New York where they have a pastry chef, so they're doing well. And they make graffiti cakes. Every night has got a different graffiti cake, and she takes her inspiration from the stuff on the walls in the restaurant.
Trains and all that
painted.
Stuff. Oh, really?
Hand painted, and you can get them. And it's really neat deal. The cakes, I had pictures of. I couldn't believe they looked like they were actual photos. Edible ink.
Yeah.
All the colors are edible ink. You can't even just eat them. That's a cool idea.
It is a good idea.
We were just talking about
now
how
you need to mix a THC in there and have edible cakes.
Yeah. Well, we were talking a while ago though about how before the show started about how you have to have. There's so many restaurants going in now. Everybody's got to have a gimmick or something different that's feasible that works for people like.
Absolutely.
And one other thing I know you're going to love this one. I saw because I tagged you in it. So the salt brie,
My Lord. Well, I try to get David to go over there and join up with him. He's got too much stuff going on.
The salt brie is opening up in New Dallas, and as a matter of fact, my Jana's daughter's boyfriend is one of the ones that worked on the lease for that deal.
Really?
Yeah, and he signed the lease. They're building it out now. It's across from Clyde Warren Park. And it's going to open up in a few months. But he has lawsuits at all those other restaurants. He's having a big problem right now.
Really?
He's under siege.
Everybody's under siege.
Labor, and all kinds of lawsuits. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And in local news, October the 5th, we have Taco Landa, which we're a part of. At the Dallas Farmers Market, you can get tickets. That's Taco Landa. It's a Dallas Observer Taco Landa. You can go to tacolanda.com. And if you use Trey's Chowdown 19, you get 10% off your tickets. Trey's Chowdown 19. You can get 10% off all your tickets. Whiskey and Rye in Fort Worth has a new menu. And it's awesome.
Love the place.
Yeah.
Love the place.
Dude, they have he'll have the new chef, and 3 of the 4 dishes I tried all had the new had Texas whiskey with them.
Really?
In the dishes, yeah.
Nice.
It was a neat deal. 77 degrees, the new 77 degrees rooftop bar opened up in Dallas this week. It's awesome. 20 stories up. And also the Clover Club opened up, and they have a new brunch menu. And I love the Clover Club in there twice. You can go to Trey'sChowdown.com and read about the Clover's Club. It's a neat deal. It's an actual dinners club. Made it look like it's back in 1950, a lot of red velvet and stuff, and it's a neat 2 chefs. Awesome. Chef's
nice.
chef driven, fresh, but yeah, it's nice. So that's it for the hot topics. Now we're going to get in with Steve.
Here we go.
Mitchell. Here we go. Steve, like I said a while ago, thanks for coming in, buddy.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So that's your camera right there waving at everybody. And so tell everybody where you're from, Steve.
Born in Fort Worth, raised in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Great.
Home of the P2.
Home of the P2, Wichita Falls.
And the red beer. There you go.
Now that's grown.
Absolutely.
Of course, when they put the loop on the top of it, everybody down below suffered. But have they all recovered from that deal?
Absolutely.
I saw where a lot of the restaurants put really high signs up there just over the top of the viaduct.
You look down and see where you're going.
You looked at it.
Exactly.
So when'd you move to Fort Worth?
I moved. I was back to Fort Worth after I got the Marine Corps. And that was probably back in 80, 90. Came back down here, and first job I got was working at Vance Gobby's back in the day.
Vance Gobby's. That was a great place, wasn't it?
Back in the day, that place was popping. Back in the day,
it was, wasn't it?
Place to go. That was my boot camp of catering.
I bet. They had a big
me.
catering company, didn't they?
Huge. Still have catering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge catering. Yeah. It was awesome.
They didn't shut the thing down though. It wasn't that long
the catering's still going.
With the restaurant.
Yeah, the restaurant turned over to a Mexican restaurant. They leased it out, from what I understand, but the catering is still going.
Yeah.
Still going.
Going really well.
You know Micah, her son, Micah Lauderdale.
Oh yeah.
That's her son.
Oh, that's neat.
He's still
Okay.
doing stuff. Yeah.
So what do you when you left there? Where'd you go from there?
Man, after that, went back to going back to college, and then when going to college, I needed to make some money, so I started working at some restaurants, and then I worked down at the Stockbridge Hotel when it used to be Booger Reds.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
That's right. Yeah, back in the day.
A long time ago. And then after that,
that was rough back in them days.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You didn't mess around down there.
No, you got in your car and you left. Quick.
Yeah, if you get to your car, if you're lucky enough to get to your car.
Yeah, you got laid. But then after that, I went and worked at Razoo's for a little bit when they first moved to downtown Fort Worth, and then I went and got a job. I was going down the road, and I walked into Lucille's, and there was some girls cleaning the bar, and I was like, I want to work here, and I started working there, and I didn't know hardly anything. I mean, I knew a little bit about cooking and all that kind of stuff, and then I went in there and just went on as a salad cook, working pantry, and I met the late Paul Willis, and started working there at Lucille's, and man, I ended up after for 7.5 years, ended up leaving there as executive chef and assistant general manager, and man, that was another place where we did everything from scratch, where we were curing our own everything, making bacon, making our own ketchups and everything. It was it was hardcore. It was a lot of fun back in the day.
Well, Lucille's is still delicious.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They own Lucille's and H3.
Yeah.
And they're both.
That's how Steve Mickey.
Yeah.
And all those guys, I mean, they came in as managers, and I got to know those guys, and they peeled off, and because of the same company, went and bought AC Ranch and turned it into that, and that's where Steve went to, and Paul helped go over and do that kind of stuff, and there was just me back there going to this place, that place, and helping out. And
the late Paul, he just died last year, right?
No, it's been at least 3 or 4 years now. Oh yeah.
Was he the one that was involved with
Fuzzies and Margie's?
Yeah.
After all that, after I left, Paul left before I did, and then I left. And then Paul called me up and says, we did Cabos in downtown.
Right, I remember Cabos.
And,
that was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, if you think about that, you remember the decor and how it looked.
Yeah.
That's where all the fuzzies came from.
Oh, okay.
Is that whole concept. And then
Gotcha.
Paul took it and he got a hold of me, and we got together. And that's how the first fuzzies came about. You know, it was a lot of that Cabo Grande food, and just made it smaller, and took a lot of that same scheme and put it inside there, and went down to Habitat for Humanity and bought a bunch of red and yellow paint and banged it out, and there it is. You know, that's how the first fuzzies came about.
And he just sold that. When he sell that? It's been the last 3 or 4 years, right?
Well, when Paul?
No.
Oh,
the new owners.
Oh yeah, they sold it probably about 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
To some other guy in, I think, Tennessee or something like that.
Yeah. And they're still building them.
Oh yeah, I think there's over 200 something up now.
Yeah, there's one in Paris, Texas.
It's kind of one of those things like, dang it, I wish I hadn't sold that. Dang it. Especially when I go to a concert and there's fuzzies right there in the at the what is it, Starplex or whatever it is in Dallas now, Jexa.
Yeah, they're in Paris, Texas too, in the gas station.
Man. It's everywhere.
They're everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Little old Paris, Texas.
It's that lightning in a bottle that every chef's trying to catch.
That's
you know?
right.
That's exactly
lightning in a bottle. That's a good one. Lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
that's
trying
good.
to catch 'em.
That's right. Because you do. Everybody gets that. What people are looking for that. Some of them never find it.
Yep.
But it's true that it's there.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. And that's where all these chefs are trying to find that one to, you know, boom, boom, boom. And you're doing another one, and then you can just stay at home and hopefully get that
You can
couch
never
check.
stay at home, man.
No. Even when I think I'm done, I want to do more. And the wife gets on me, like, well, when are we going to be home? You know, so let's do this thing.
So when you left, what was your favorite thing at Fuzzies?
Well, everybody loves the hot sauce. You know, the hot sauce there, the butt burner sauce. Everybody loved it. We ended up having to chain those things down to the tables because it was all the TCU kids.
That's right. It's called butt burning sauce.
Yeah, butt burner sauce. Yeah. And that's the same sauce that got transferred over into when we got together and started doing Yucatan. So that whole Fuzzies, we did Yucatan with Paul and I and created all the recipes for it. And then all that stuff kind of went to there. And then we just put them on plates and just did a nicer version of it. And that's where you got the Fuzzies to the Yucatan. And then...
in my opinion, Yucatan's better than Fuzzies. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Different menu.
They went through some tough time here
I know,
lately,
well,
but man,
they did.
you know what?
I'd still eat there.
Yeah, they came out smelling like roses, man. They got their stuff cleaned up, and they did a great job going back in and getting on the social media and saying, hey, we raised our hands up. We all screw up. We did our thing. This is what we're doing to fix it. And, you know, hands down to them. They did a good job doing it and hope their business succeeds and they keep on going.
Yeah, they did. But everybody makes mistakes in restaurant business. Yeah.
Made one today,
if you don't make them, you're not trying.
Exactly. Absolutely.
I've had food thrown at me. So,
you know.
Oh, yeah.
I've thrown the food at you.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. So when you left, how long were you at? How long did you were you involved with Yucatan?
Oh, 2.5 years. Yep. And then we all went out, and then I started doing private clubs. And then I spent 7.5 years out at PK.
That's right. What was the name of the place, PK?
The Harbor.
The Harbor, that's right.
That was phenomenal, man. I had the best experience out there because I had the free reign to really, you know, working under different chefs. I had the ability to come in and start really doing a whole bunch of cool stuff and doing different things and trying stuff out because this is a second home. High-end private home resort community that's only open on the weekends. And so we did these really huge parties where it would be 3,000 people, or we would do things. We started doing the buckets and boots out there, you know, for all the fires out there and stuff. And then, so that was a really cool place. But, you know, I knew that my time out there was on the clock because once the property got built, you know, then the restaurant got sold, the marina got sold. And then there was them, the HOAs. They didn't want them HOAs to go up, so it was like, hey, it's time to get rid of the chef, time to get rid of the marina manager, and I ended up running the marina and the hotel and the restaurant at the same time for the last 3 years I was there. But it was phenomenal experience. And
a lot of those people have come to eat with you now where you are.
Yeah,
don't they?
A lot of the homeowners, which has been great. You know, they live in Dallas, they live in Fort Worth, they live everywhere, and you know they have homes all over the world, and they still come in and visit and you know see what I'm doing, and I get a lot of people from the Yucatan days to the Fuzzy days.
Yeah.
To Lucille's. who come in and see what Steve's doing and how I'm doing things and all that stuff. But
I want you to elaborate on something for people. So for people who listen, because maybe they don't understand that. People think when they see a chef sometimes around a restaurant that it's always the chef's ideas and his thoughts, and they don't. When you say free reign, they don't understand that a lot of chefs are under restraints from their owners or from a partnership, or from the hotel, from a hotel or from a chain.
Yeah,
and they don't. It's not really their food, so they have certain. It is, but they have certain guidelines they have to be followed.
Well, they get bits and pieces of things they're allowed to do when you work under somebody else. You know that you go, hey, even with partners or anything else, hey, I'll come up with the idea and say, here's the menu, here's how the menu is going to look, and they go, well, this is my favorite thing, or this is my favorite thing. Can we do this? Can we do that? And any chef will tell you, man, that you're trying to please everybody in the world. Because we want everybody to like our food. They want everybody to like what we're doing.
Right.
And sometimes that's a tough thing to do. And a lot of chefs that I know that are super talented and have a lot of creativity, they have no outlet to do that because they get stuck doing the exact same thing every day and they get bored and they want to do different things. Yeah. But when I was out the harbor, man, I could change the menu every seasonal. I could change it anytime I wanted to, weekly, and do some really cool stuff. It was just a phenomenal experience to do that.
That was 7 years, right?
Yeah. 7.5 years.
So I was at there recently, but I ate at a restaurant. It was a small restaurant. It was up on the hill by the
Cliffs.
The Cliffs. That's where it was. Yeah. It wasn't a very big restaurant.
Yeah, but they supposedly have the best Whataburger out there. With the best Whataburgers in Texas, even though it's a Whataburger, supposedly they say they have the best Whataburger out there, and it is pretty good. Yeah, it's a little bit different than everybody else, but it's pretty good.
So it was the place where you were running. Is it a restaurant still?
Yeah, there's still a restaurant there. It's I think they're only open Fridays and Saturdays, and I think Sundays. And they're still doing their thing, but it's under a different owner who bought everything out as far as the marina and stuff, and they're still killing it. I'm still good friends with all the people out there and stuff, and I need to go out there. I haven't been out there in probably 2 years.
It's just a long drive out there for me. I'm always so busy. It's a long drive out there, especially if you want to have a drink or two. It's not a good thing to do.
It's like flying out. It's like when you go out there and it's like you're going to another country because it looks like Colorado in a lot of the places. It's just relaxing. You get done, you come back home, and you're rejuvenated and ready to get back after it. So there's some great places to stay out there as well.
Yeah, there is some great places to stay out there. How far is the Cliffs from where you were? On the other side?
By boat, 10 minutes. By car, hour.
Yeah, it's on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Because there's still lots of lots left over there, I saw. In the Cliffs,
Yeah. Well, this is the time of year right now that it's pretty full. Everybody's fixing to start winterizing their boats pretty soon. But man, that's the rich man's vacation out there.
So what was your favorite dish that you created out there?
Oh, well, you know what? There's quite a few of them out there that I started a turkey sandwich out there that now I can't get rid of off any menu that I do because everybody wants to have it. And then
you call it gobble gobble or something?
Pretty much. That turkey sandwich, and then I did the shrimp and grits out there. I mean, I started out there, and because it's a jalapeno pepper jack shrimp and grits that I'm doing, and I just can't get rid of it. I mean, I love them. Don't get me wrong, but I want to try something different everywhere I go. Well, we're not coming unless you have that shrimp and grits. It'll be on the menu, I promise.
Hey, if y'all are hearing some noise in the microphones because he keeps beating on the table.
I play the drums, That's what I do with my knives too when I'm playing.
So where do you get your inspiration from your dishes?
From everywhere I can, everywhere I go, and I'll look at things and see things. Oh, that would be great with that. I'll look at magazines and go, well, that looks cool. What can I do with to do different with that? There's a lot of great chefs out there that I'm seeing they'll try something cool with their mahi, and I go, oh, that's great. I remember back in the day when I tried this with plantains, and I'll try different stuff and just kick some new stuff out. Mahi
does this, or used to do this, but up down.
Yeah.
It used to be, but now it's kind of planed out. There's a lot of mahi around dishes everywhere.
Absolutely.
I guess because it's easier to get now for everybody. Maybe you can get overnight.
I keep the snapper and the salmon on my menu fresh. But then I'll bring in all different types of seafood and do things different on a weekly basis where I'm doing some kind of meat or some kind of seafood that I'm doing. I mean, I just got finished doing some rack of lamb that was really great. And I just got finished doing Chilean sea bass, which killed it.
That's popular too.
Yeah, they love that stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting ready to start doing a bunch of different things upstairs and doing our wine pairings and all that kind of stuff.
It's amazing how fast you get seafood now. You didn't get overnight, or the same day. And it's amazing because 15 years ago, I mean, things have just changed so much in that business.
Yeah.
There's used to be when I was anywhere except near the ocean, I didn't want to eat seafood because you never knew how long it'd been sitting there.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I don't care where you go; it's overnight, any from it to anywhere.
Absolutely. Comes
So
in the door next day.
Yeah,
you know?
it's made the seafood market. I know. John tells me. I know both Johns here and one in Dallas. They talk to people on the boat and they get it fresh the next day.
John's leading that role, man. He is really doing a great job bringing that fresh seafood in, and with his good pictures and stuff that he's doing with all the funny. Yeah, that's hilarious.
It is. He does a good job. Doesn't he?
That's a great job.
It's all about that marketing on social media.
Love it.
Hello.
It. That's right. That's right. Got to do it.
Yeah,
got to do it.
Need to get you.
You're leading it.
You need to get you a screen by the grill or back in the kitchen where you can work on it with your left hand. Are you right-handed?
I'm left-handed.
You left-handed. Okay, so you have to do it with the right hand.
Yeah. I try. I don't know if you saw the video when they were doing the whole blind test thing back there and for this whole Top Chef thing. And they're like, we're going to do the 9-minute challenge for you. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm back there cooking this stuff up. And everybody's saying, Steve, you need to talk. And I'm going, what for? I was on Facebook Live. I didn't even know it. So, like, okay. Glad I wasn't cussing back there or anything.
I didn't see that. Yeah. I didn't see that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
So I'm gonna see how much time we got. 4 minutes. I want to talk about the bistro and Top Chef after the break because we have a break here. People are capless. We gotta have a break. So
make their money too.
What? Okay. So you did that. You left the harbor. What was your most memorable thing at the harbor?
The people.
People.
Yeah. There's just such a great group of people out there, and that family environment. Because you get into the restaurant business today and there's so many new people coming in the door and you go out there and you don't know any of them, all that kind of stuff. But out at the harbor, you've got to meet and get to know so many cool people out there and who they are and their family and their kids. And that was a phenomenal part of that where, I met these kids when they were 8 or 9 and now they're 13, 14 and they're Chef Steve. And it's just, that was the best part of it. I really, really liked that part of it.
I was thinking, and we were talking about this before our show started, and we were talking about how many restaurants are coming online and how many restaurants are in the works.
You can't keep up.
You can't keep up, and here's the deal. We talked about this. This is what it's hard for people to understand. You don't have to. There are so many restaurants. You could eat the same. You don't have to eat the same 3 days. You could eat out 3 days a week. Never eat the same restaurant for a year.
Absolutely,
without any trouble at all. Yeah, and you might make 10 on a weekend.
It's oversaturated.
It's over, but now there are some that are moving out. But I mean, there's a lot of staples that are staying around, which is kind of shocking to me. And I keep telling myself, man, there's got to be a crash sometime. There's got to be a crash. But I don't want there to ever be a crash. I'm a positive guy, but my gosh, when every other place is a restaurant or a bar, you're like, God, where is the end?
I think some of that's going to come from the labor market, because you can go. I won't tell you who because it's just not. You can go to some restaurants and they're paying some cooks, or chefs, $20-$25 an hour, and they don't know what a mise en place is. They don't know how to boil water, and because there's just so many restaurants that they're trying to keep people in the door, until they get over that hump of being new and opened up, and then they try to find the cheapest labor they can, and it's hard to keep a good group of people that want to be there, and you have a fun environment, and take some of these younger ones and teach them how to do things right and teach them, how to run a kitchen, how to work multiple stations and things like that. It's just,
I think for a lot of it gets skewed, and this is my honest opinion. Where a lot of it gets skewed is skewed. Well, you could be screwed. It could be both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
And there's another harsh word you could use, but it's because some of them have of investors with a lot of money.
Yeah,
and they want to have a place to go. They have friends to go, and so they inflate it.
Yeah.
They don't make any money, but they inflate it with infusions of cash because they like the restaurant or because they want to stay there.
Yeah.
They don't want their name to go bad, and so when they have a lot more money than everybody else, it makes the other restaurants, because they pull everybody for more money. They have different. You can't pull from them, or they can't go anywhere else because of what they're getting paid there.
Yeah,
and so it doesn't make the pool even. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
And I think probably I'm going to say 25-30% of the restaurants and bars nowadays are inflated like that.
Yeah.
There's people with lots of money, especially that move into Dallas-Fort Worth, or that aren't even from here. That invest in products there because we have right now we beat out California and New York for the first time to have the most volume in restaurant sales.
Yeah.
And that happened this year.
Yeah.
Last year, the end of last year.
Yeah.
So it's a big market.
Yeah. It's a huge market. And I think a lot of that, I think a lot of problems you're going to see in that when you see this restaurant closes is because of consistency, because they'll go in and because of that labor, they're going to go out and pay all this money, that stuff, and then they're going to go back and look at their bottom line and go, our labor is 39-40%. What are we doing here? And then they try to cut that labor out. Well, the first thing happens when they cut that labor out there is their consistency in the back kitchen goes out the door.
You can always tell that. You know how?
Absolutely. How?
You can always tell that when you drive by and there's a big old note on the door that says it's been locked out, or there's no note that says we've been moved or we're closing. There's a big difference.
Absolutely. Seen that many times.
You know what that is.
Yes, I do.
We're going to go to a break. We'll be back in a few minutes. We got to pay some bills. Be back in 2 and 2.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252.
Okay. We are back on the Spoony again one more time. I still can't believe they gave me my own show, but it's successful as hell. What are you going to say?
I love it. I love it.
By the way, we're on all major platforms now. I don't care if you got Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, wherever podcasts are found, we're on it. And I'm just excited about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
And today I'm on it.
You know what's weird? This is weird to me. It's so funny. When you Google yourself or you Google the shows and they come up and you see yourself, you're like, oh man, that's crazy. I mean, I guess it's like musicians who hear themselves for the first time on the radio, which is weird.
Yeah.
Exciting, but it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's happening.
You get caught Googling yourself sometimes?
Well, I do to make sure no one's got any fluff on me. I might be a little vain. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's that egoist chef too.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. I even got my dog doing it. No, just kidding. So you're going to be in Top Chef. We got Top Chef.
Yeah.
What is Top? I should have written it down. I didn't write. Do you know what the date is?
September 24th.
Okay, September 24th.
Yeah.
I'm going to start sharing the stuff this week on social media. You're a contestant in Top Chef.
Yeah. Been a judge before. This year
you've been a judge before.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've been to that thing and watched it and seen how it goes. How you going to do under pressure, Leroy?
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I mean, I'm one of those chefs that I still work the line all the time. I'm always back there because it's like sitting down doing paperwork. I can get it done, but I'd rather be in the kitchen cooking something. So.
I've seen a lot of chefs get cut doing Top Chef, cut themselves, their fingers, their hands, whatever, all the time. Yeah.
That nervous will kick in. They probably won't cut themselves for a year, but they'll get on there and get nervous and knock on wood. Don't knock on the table here, but I might end up cutting myself. Who knows? So we'll see.
What's funny to me is that when I'm at the office working, I have a TiVo or tape or whatever they call it now, record whatever. Chopped,
Oh,
Top
yeah.
Chef, all those things, and I listen to them. I don't watch them, but I listen to them when I'm working, on the computer and social media
Yeah.
because I'm on so much. And then if I hear something, I'll spin around and I'll watch that one little segment, one little part of it. But so basically, it's going. I still hear everything what's going on. So
Right.
you got to keep up with all that stuff if you do what I do to hear things and new
Yeah.
things and new
And
chefs.
I watch some of that too, just to see if where I'm at on things. And when I sit down and watch them, and I see, okay, they have this blind basket or they're doing this, then I will stop the show and go, okay, what am I going to do? And see how I do it, and then I'll tell my wife, hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and of course I'm all the complete opposite direction, And, we'll see what happens. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's the main thing. And a lot of good, charities are going to get some money out of it, and that's the goal, the camaraderie, the fun, and everything else. And so hats off to anybody who wins it. It'll be good. Be a good time.
You've watched them. This one is this 4 categories.
Yes.
Four categories. I know you're gonna. They have you do now. Isn't the prelims? I don't remember. I've seen it so much I can't remember.
It's the 4 categories. You
right.
have
It's 4 categories, but they make you. They have that one category still where you have to tell them what's in it.
Taste, and then you have a skills test.
Right.
Then you have a 9-minute, and then you have the
final.
The final, which is 24 or 30 minutes. Yeah.
Which you prepare the big dish. Right.
Right. Yeah. So we've done a little bit of that already at the restaurant. We've had some blinds, and we've done a 9-minute challenge at the restaurant just to kind of get me ready to go with it, and it's been pretty fun.
Have you been doing the trials?
A little bit at the restaurant, yeah. Been having some fun with it.
It's never the same.
They brought me ham hocks, dragon fruit, and what are those little gummy bears?
Yeah.
And conch, and I had to make a dish out of it. Oh, and some pear. And I had to make a dish out of it real quick.
How'd you do?
I did pretty good.
I don't like conch that much.
I just took the gummy berries and the dragon fruit and made a sauce out of it, made a sweet sauce, and then sugared up the ham hock and the conch and made a little cool dish out of it. Then I made a fan of the pear on the bottom. And what do? You just take that and go.
If you sit here and look at me, you'll never believe it. One of my favorite things in the world is gummy bears.
Yeah, I love gummy bears.
I'm telling you, but I like the real one, Herhoba from Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we got through touring the factory, they gave us all we each got our own box of gummy bears. There was like 30 or 40 bags of gummy bears in there. They're small packages, not the big ones you find today, the small packages.
Yeah.
And we were going to be in Europe for the 2 months. My dad said, now don't y'all eat all those gummy bears because I'm going to save mine. If you eat all yours, you can't have any of mine.
Right.
I want you to budget yourself out, 1 package a day or half of it or whatever. I ate mine like 2 days.
Yeah.
Literally. And the whole trip, my dad would sit there and suck on his gummy bear. Everywhere we went, just laying nothing.
I got the gluten-free ones and the whole package. I love those things. I keep in my little bag right by my saute line and throw them in.
So you had a dragon fruit gummy bear sauce?
Yeah, man, did a little reduction out of it and had it on top of it. And
well, when you reduced the gummy bears, how long did you have to reduce for it wasn't real gooey?
It didn't take very long at all. No, it was maybe 2 minutes. Okay. I mean, I just put a little bit of water and just stirred all that stuff up, and it made it really
good. Was it good?
It was fantastic. It was a great.
That's what I expect you to say. Was fantastic.
It's a great little sweet sauce.
So, what do you think they're going to have you taste?
John will throw all kinds of prizes out there. I've seen them they'll take the vinegar and all rice wine vinegar and all kinds of cool stuff. And I'm looking forward to it. But my guys, when they did it to me, they were taking like raspberries and maple syrup and mixing it together. I'm going, what is this? Who's going to guess what that is? I would have got one, but not both of them mixed together.
Well, they don't mix them together. They
just give you the one.
They just give you one.
Just give you the one.
Yeah. I try some of my stuff at home to try to see where I am with because since I didn't go to culinary school, because I talked to so many chefs. Yeah. I try to learn. a little bit every day, but sometimes I can't tell. Yeah. Depending on the spices, I can't really tell. Yeah. Some of them is real prevalent, and some of them is very very minute. So it's
absolutely
it's a different deal.
Yeah.
So how do you think you're gonna do on there?
I think I'll be fine, And
it's your first time, right?
It's first time, yeah. First time doing it.
You've judged, but you've never been a contestant.
I've judged, but I haven't been a part. And the reason why I haven't been part of it before, and I've been supposed to be a part of it before, but my restaurant was too far out, and I was out the harbor.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of cool things, but it was a lot of Fort Worth would go out there, but I was just too far out. You had to be in the Fort Worth area, or right in the Fort Worth area to be a part of it, but that's okay.
So what about who is competing with you? Jenna Kennard.
Jenna Kennard. the other two guys, I don't know their names. I mean, I've heard of them, but I don't know their names.
Jen will have fun with you too. She's a good chef.
I've asked some people around, and I heard they're phenomenal.
I'll have to talk about that next week on the. I start posting next week for it. So
do you?
Yeah,
good.
It's just because there's so many events now in Fort Worth, and Dallas, that if you start posting too far out, it just gets lost and it gets lost. So what I do is I wait for about 10 days 2 weeks forward, and I start hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah,
it's just people there's just tons of events.
Well, that happens for chefs too. We get pulled in 30 different directions, wanting to be a part of this thing, be a part of that thing, and you've got to look at the year and go, I can only do so much in so much time. So
y'all get knocked on your door all the time. I'm sure.
Absolutely,
all day, every day.
Absolutely.
Hey, what is your most favorite dish that you've ever cooked? Cooked?
Man.
Tick, tick, tick.
Man, I think right off the bat, I've done it a couple times for my son for his birthday, and at the restaurant, my rack of lamb. I love doing it.
You like rack of lamb?
I love it.
That? Yeah.
Just did it at the restaurant not long ago. I love doing a rack of lamb where I can and then my short braised ribs. I love doing that because of the process and
what's the process? Short braised ribs.
Oh, the onions and the tomatoes in the pan and stirring them off, and then letting them braise in the pan with the red wine and all that stuff.
Tasty.
And coming out with them
that just sounds sexy
apart.
to me.
Oh,
that just
so
sounds
good.
Sexy.
Taking those juices and taking the juices to make a good reduction out of it. It's phenomenal.
So as a chef, what's been the most favorite thing that you eat that you don't cook? Like, what's your go-to food? Like, if you're in a hurry, don't tell me Jack in the Box. You already told me that.
In a hurry?
Yeah, if you're in a hurry, if you're on the go, or you're on the road, or you're tired, and you left the restaurant. What do you eat? Is it something at home or something?
Bologna sandwich when I get home from work.
Bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwich.
Smoked bologna or regular bologna?
Smoked bologna, regular bologna, whatever life gets me. I get home and I'm tired and slap, eat it and go to bed.
You do.
Absolutely.
Some people talk about all the time.
Flaming hot Cheetos too. The lime.
Is that good? I like flaming hot Cheetos.
Limes, yeah.
They have a new flaming hot Cheeto cheese stick. They hand make them every time you order down at the American Gardens in West 7th Street.
Yeah.
It's all fresh and they're pretty dead good, man.
My kids got me hooked on those flaming hot ones.
They're good.
Yeah. I just have to wash my fingers all the time.
There was some guy who just recently got sick off those things. He ate a bunch of them and he had to go to the hospital. Messed his stomach up. Yeah. People don't realize that food, boy, man.
It'll get you.
You wonder why we have so much cancer nowadays. It's partly some of the things that we eat. That's a big problem.
All the stuff they're doing and to grow the food faster and there's so many people in the world and they're having to farm this stuff and get it, so fast. That's why a lot of these chefs are going to this farm to market stuff, trying to get back to more organic and
fresh. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
because you never know where it's come from, what's been on it.
Absolutely.
Know your farmer. Know your rancher. Know your supplier. Those are three. I mean, even if you're at home, just know it because there's a lot of dangerous stuff out there for food.
Absolutely.
All right, so Top Chef. So that is the 24th, and you feel like you're going to be comfortable with that deal.
I'm comfortable with it. That's like I said. It's when you look at the end of the day, you're out there, you're having something fun, you get some camaraderie going on with the other chefs, and my go-to was for the March of Dimes for the kids. My wife's a NICU nurse, so anything has to do with the kids, I'm all about. So it's.
So you're going to come back on the show and it's going to be after you've won Top Chef.
I'll be glad to come back, win or no win. We'll come back, but I'd rather come back winning. Though.
That's right.
I'm trying to be humble here, but I want to win the damn thing for sure.
Inside you, and I'm going to win it, right? Yeah,
for sure.
All right, so your new project, Bistro 1031.
Absolutely.
I've been out there, and I told you I waited. You got settled. I like to wait a little bit. If I go to an opening, I do that. But then before I review it, I'll go back a second time because things change. After opening. So where'd y'all get the inspiration from Bistro 1031?
We were going to do a little bitty restaurant, and we found a 100-year-old house, and it was built in 1917, cool. And we were going to call it Bistro 1917. And then we realized it was
a great gimmick.
Yeah.
Too much trouble, though.
It was going to be too small.
Too small.
Because we realized what we wanted to do, and then we were getting that social media feedback that it was just going to be too small. So we said, well, let's build one. We found a place. It's right there in the middle of Aledo, right there across the train tracks, and started building it. And it's a faith-based group. And
for people that don't know, Aledo is a small town about 20 miles from downtown Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. It's not very far, but it's far enough to where it's country. It's a great place. It's a great place to raise kids.
13 minutes from West Side Fort Worth over off 820.
I could make it in about 12.
Yeah. Doing 80. Exactly. Yeah.
So you had the idea first.
Yeah.
And then you found a location.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you drive by and say, okay, I want to put a bistro there. So you found that you had the idea first.
Yep.
Found a location.
Yep.
You got the partner. Did you have the partner before that?
No, we've had the partners since day one.
Since day one, okay.
Yeah, we were going to actually do the smaller one first, and then we realized it was too small.
You know, that would have been a great. That would have been a great little place, though.
Yeah,
the little old house. Where was that?
It's about 2 blocks away from the restaurant's at.
Oh, so it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a
Is
cool
it right there
house.
Is it right there by the school on the front road?
No, it's actually behind the church, across from the restaurant.
Okay.
There's a 100-year-old house that sits back there, and it's just a cool old house. And we were going to make it into a little bitty small bistro, and and little white tablecloths and some cool stuff. But then it just got to be too, we just too much of a big outcry wanting more. So we said, well, let's do this place, and so. It took us about a year and a half.
It did take you about a year and a half.
Yeah,
Where did the inspiration of the building come from? A Jal designer? You have some else?
Well, it's right there on the train track. So if you look at the building, it's kind of inspired from an old restaurant. A train depot. That's what it looks like.
That's what. Okay,
Yeah.
That's what it does look like.
Yeah,
That.
and that's
Okay.
what it
You know, I
kinda
took a
looks
bunch of those pictures
Yeah.
you saw.
Yeah.
That's what it does look like. That.
Yeah. So that's where that came from. And
You are riding the train tracks.
We are right on it. That train comes by 25 to 35 times a day. It's speeding by there.
I know.
Yeah.
It came by.
Kids love it.
Well, hang on. Once or twice when I was eating, it came by.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool though. It wasn't that loud. It was cool though. I could,
they're not allowed to blow their horns unless they see something on the road. But man, that train comes by. The kids love it. We put the patio out front, and there's a little place out there for them to play. And we have great big windows that go all the way across, and those kids' fingerprints are right like this all over the windows.
Well, let me tell you something. If a train has got to blow its horn when it sees something, you're
too late.
Luck. It's too late because they can't stop.
Yeah,
it takes 1 to 3 miles to stop on those things. There ain't no way.
And they stop. So if we're late for the restaurant one day, it's usually because the train stopped. But it's happened once so far as I've been there.
Oh, they stopped for a while. Why did they stop
for
something?
Loading, unloading, something. But I've had to stop. We were backed up for 45 minutes trying to get to the restaurant. But people are pretty understanding. When
You could probably just walk out and walk over the tracks.
Probably.
Just park your car in the grass.
Not when I'm coming in. That train's right in front of you. You ain't going nowhere. That's it.
So it is. It does face. It's parallel with the tracks.
Yes, sir.
It's really cool. That whole one side is all windows.
Yep. Oh, actually, both sides are all windows. It's just even upstairs is windows.
That's right. So
you got a great view. Yeah, I got an upstairs mezzanine that seats about 30 people, overlooks the country, out in the back, and
and you're doing parties in there.
We're going to do some private parties. We'll do some wine tastings, benefits. Pairings,
maybe some whiskey
dinners,
tastings.
maybe some whiskey tastings. Just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever comes to mind. We're all about trying to do some cool stuff up there, and even some business groups come up there and do some things. So.
Hey, if you're doing some whiskey tastings, don't forget this.
Call Trey.
Yeah.
If it has anything to do with any liquor, we're calling Trey.
Hey, the most dangerous thing in the world you can do. So you're going to go have one drink with Trey?
No. I've heard too many stories.
Ask Chef Stefan about that. Yeah. We end up laying in the bushes.
That's hilarious.
Some people just simulate alcohol differently. Some people just simulate. Everybody simulates depending on your body and your generics.
And you don't.
It seriously depends on everybody simulates it differently, and some people can't do it, and some people can. It's just funny to watch people, and then some people might drink a little bit more.
So you're saying you're telling me a story because Stefan can't. You hear that, Stefan?
Just ask him a story about Bushwhacker. Ask him and about breaking his bed. It was the whole night. I don't think he's been out with me since.
Oh, I don't blame him.
Oh, Bushwhacker.
Yeah.
But but that'd be a great place to have those wine tastings up top.
We'll do wine tastings, all kind of stuff up there.
I'm
Outdoor patio.
If you watch any of my shows or anything I do, I'm a big opponent of open restaurants. And your restaurant is open.
It's open. Yeah. A lot of restaurants you go into, I have to give credit to my partner, man. She did a phenomenal job. Because we want to take some of the load off each other. And she's like, hey, I'll worry about the back and do what I need to do back there. She worried about the front, and I would come in and go, can I put this up? Okay, no problem, But, man, she kept it minimalistic and where we've got a good open view concept of things. And there, a lot of restaurants you go to that are dark and, you're crowded in.
If you, in my opinion, I was in restaurant business a long time. And in my opinion, I think it makes a more vibrant, more robust atmosphere if you can see everything, including the kitchen.
Yeah.
I prefer the kitchen to be in the center.
Yeah.
With the low top where you see everybody cooking and stuff going on.
Well, you can see mine.
Yeah, you can see yours. You can see it.
Yeah.
Like some of the sushi restaurants in the middle, you can see. I just like the whole. If I go to a restaurant, I want the atmosphere vibrant.
Yeah.
I want people talking. I want to see chefs.
Well, you're out. You want to see other people. You want to do things. If you want to be private, stay at home. Or go to
or if you want to have a real nice quiet dinner with your fiance or whatever. There are a few restaurants you can go to that are real cozy and real
Absolutely.
chopped up, and you just have to Google and find them. Here we go with that Google world again.
Yeah, we've got a good open concept. We seat about 130 all in, including upstairs in the patio, and then we're getting put in some new sales, and we're doing some live music out there on some weekends, and it's
One
fun.
thing I did notice that you did not make a mistake on once, which I was very happy for, is that a lot of people make a mistake when and you've been in the restaurant business for a while, so but you didn't put your patio on the west side of the building.
No,
because if you put the patio and text on the west side of the building, I don't care where you are, you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, we purposely it's lined that way because it's going to the railroad track. But it was, we look at where the sun comes up and the sun comes down, so that way we could have, the most comfortable atmosphere. And plus, we have all those windows. We don't want that sun shining directly on those windows, so it's only right above us or going down. So
you go to these restaurants, they got these big patios in the west sun.
Yeah.
I don't. Why anybody sitting on there? Well, let's see. Let's try December, January, and February. Maybe they'll sit out there then. I mean, you just can't. You can't sit it when especially the furniture gets hot. Even
absolutely.
When we had our fast food restaurants, we had a bunch of playground equipment in West Texas and in New Mexico and Arizona, and it got so hot. It started getting so hot. The equipment, the kids would get burned out. We got sued. We had to rip all the equipment out.
Yeah. And
change it to equipment that wouldn't get hot. And then we put signs up that said if you don't use equipment, it's at your own risk because it's going to be too hot. Yeah. So you get sued for everything nowadays, but especially when things go wrong when it's that hot. So
I've helped design and open up 16 restaurants, man. And so you just learn by mistakes over the years of what to do, what not to do.
And you know what? There's no school to go to. You can go to any architect school you want to. You can go anywhere you want to. There's no way, in my opinion, to design a good restaurant that's feasible and that's functional for chefs, back of the house, front of the house, if you don't work in the business.
Absolutely.
When a designer tries to design something, or a hotel chain or anybody, and they don't work in that business, it may look good, it may be pretty, but it's not going to be functional.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Yeah. I mean, I had to go in even after we designed it going, I know this is not what I want. I need this here. I need that there because you don't understand. They're going, why does this got to go? I was like, you're going to see once we get it done, you have to have the flow right. You have to have where everything's going to flow from the waiters to everything down. And we got that at the restaurant. I mean, it flows well. I mean, I'm not going to lie. For the first 2 weeks, it was murder trying to get everything right. But
that's what happens, though.
I started out at 270. Now I'm down to 243. I tell you, that's how hard it was. It was murder. But, man, it's smooth.
What do you like a dog chasing his tail?
Oh, my Lord. It was.
Sometimes it just seems you just can't get anything right, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, because you're going to have your good days and your bad days.
That's restaurant business. It's trial and tribulation.
It gets in your blood. You can't get it out. So.
No, well, like I said, if you don't have make mistakes, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm trying hard. As many mistakes I make in my life. So there you go.
So let's talk about the menu.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I forget because I've only been out there one time, but I had a few things I love that salad. That salad was good.
Yeah, the chimichurri you had.
Yeah. Oh my God, that chimichurri salad was good. I love chimichurri.
Yeah.
You know who got me hooked on chimichurri?
Yeah.
David Holster.
Did he really?
Yeah, he makes it fresh. Well, it's good.
Not too spicy, is it?
No, it's good stuff though. My God, it's good.
He's a good chef.
Yeah, he's a good chef. He's creative.
Chef. Yeah.
He is creative.
I like the banter we get between me, him, and Stefan and Kevin, all those guys. We don't let up.
He's good with mezcal too. He can drink some mezcal now.
Oh well, he's out of my league.
So the chimichurri salad was good.
Yeah.
The beef was cooked perfect. I love that. You brought me. I was shocked. I saw them set sushi down. And I looked at Jenna and I said, "That is some bitch in a sushi chef."
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah.
You did. It was good. I was proud of you.
Well, what I do is every day I'm doing a 5 at 5 where I'm coming up with something and we decide to do sushi, and that's where the creativity we get to do something cool, because I don't want myself or my sous chefs to kind of get that. Well, this is what we're doing every day. Then I'll go talk to them and go, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to try? And they'll go, well, I would love to try this. Well, I've got some stuff. We'll bring it in and y'all start playing with it. Then I'll come in and go, try this, try that, and let's put that together. So we get the creativity to do some cool stuff. And that's the same thing with the menu. We're going to change this menu out, not everything, but we're gonna keep those staples in there.
Not everything.
Yeah, because you say that and go, oh no, they're changing the menu. Well, we'll pull some new things in. We're doing dinner features, lunch features. We just introduced brunch last week, 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out and try that.
So we've got, we're doing a lot of gluten-free stuff. We're doing the vegan stuff, because you're gotta roll with the times, and we've got. Center cut fillets. We're cutting on 14-ounce thick ribeyes, no tail, no cap, no nothing on there. And it's just a true
delicious,
delicious with some great herb butter on it. And we're doing truffle salt on our fillets, and we're cutting fresh snapper and fresh salmon on a daily basis, and for some of that. And we're doing course, we're trying to do the best burger there is out there, so you got to come out and have a burger.
For my I do that yearly burger contest.
Yeah, so call me up because I'm gonna put mine right next to it. I had a buddy of mine out hunting some elk last week, and he called me up yelling at me, going, "You got to try this on your burger. Don't tell anyone." I'm like, "All right, I won't tell anyone."
Why you want you to
he was doing some kind of bacon jam or something on it. And I'm like, "All right, we'll check it out." And,
I love bacon.
Yeah,
I think bacon
is everything.
Hey, I
got a bacon creme brulee I've been working on that I want to do.
Wait, I want to tell you something. I saw Jim Gaff. You ever watch Jim Gaffigan, the comedian?
Yeah,
he does a lot of food stuff.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, I was watching a deal. I mean, I laughed. He said, "You want to know how good bacon is? Bacon is so good when they want to change the flavor of the food. What do? They wrap it in bacon."
Yeah.
And it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's minimalistic, but it's true. I mean, it's just changes the flavor.
I just did the stuffed hatch chili pepper the other day, and I wrapped it in bacon. And it was great. Oh, hatch pepper and chili, that was good.
We just did that. We just did that special for Fox 4 on best bacon dishes in Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah,
did you see it? It was good. It was good. I tried a bunch of bacon dishes.
Yeah.
It was good.
You're getting up awful early to go out there for that stuff.
I tell you, man, there's only so much time in a day. Literally, what I do now is 7 days a week, and I'm real lucky to have the girlfriend I do because she'll slip around with me and go.
Yeah.
We'll be in Dallas eating one thing, and leave there and go to East Texas, drive from East Texas all the way back to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
It's just if you really want to be good at it, it's like anything else. You got to get out and do it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a neat deal. So, what is your favorite thing on your menu at Bistro 1031?
Man, I love the chicken Chardonnay. The chicken Chardonnay we're doing is really good. We're getting some airline chicken breast in. If I get the guys and the girls to cook that chicken just right, where it's got that nice, crunchy, golden brown skin on the outside, and then it's cooked just right.
Airline chicken breast. Tell me about what that means. Is that stuff that drop you from the airline?
Exactly. We get it flown every day.
Yeah, drop a little parachute.
Yeah, absolutely. We stand outside and catch them in the back. No, it's got the breast of the chicken on there, and it's got the knuckle and part of the wing that's sticking up out of it, and it's got left the skin on there.
Right. So the skin gets crispy.
Yes, but the rest of it doesn't. So it's got a little bit of bone in there. We get those in, break the knuckles, and then we make a great marinade them for 24 hours before we even cook them. Pickling on pickles and everything else, but that airline is great because we saute it with some sun-dried tomatoes and some portobello mushrooms, artichoke, and make a great wine sauce that goes with it.
It sounds delicious.
It's great.
How do you pour it? Is it a plate or a board? Does it go on a plate or
plate? Yeah,
okay.
Plate. Yeah.
How you said you break the knuckle? What does that
you
do?
Just pop that bone so that way
does it open up?
Yeah, open it up so that way it'll help cook. So that all that meat will get cooked inside there and.
It's like you're busting somebody's knuckle. You say, "Hold the knuckle."
Bust that knuckle. Get going. Yeah.
So that sounds like a pretty big dish.
Yeah. Well, I love it. It's a great dish that I serve out there. And then I'm surprised I was debating on putting a snapper on the menu. I was like, I don't know. People want to do a Cajun snapper out here, but man, it's selling like hotcakes out there. Our snapper's selling how well it is. It's kind of like back in the day when I was at Lucille's, you would put salmon on the menu and salmon sold all day long, but you couldn't sell salmon 2 blocks down the road for nothing.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird, but I mean, out there it's selling well, and our steaks are selling well. We do a prime rib every Saturday night, and then at the same time, we're also doing a blackened prime rib that goes with it. We're doing a crawfish Julie sauce on it that's with pepper jack grits that's selling really well. So we're doing some good stuff.
I saw a new menu item. I was flipping through the TV, and I saw a new menu item a chef had done, and it's not new, but he takes chicken skins,
and
he marinates them, and he puts them on a bed of fried onions and house-made tater tots, and then just fries the chicken skins to where they're crisp.
Yeah.
And then puts his own proprietary blend of spice on there. And he gets his dishes like 8 or 10 chicken skins.
Yeah.
And I watched him had to lay him down in the fryer. That said you gotta kind of scoop back and forth 3 or 4 times, and then drop where it stays flat. So and the whole process. But I guarantee that's got to be good. Just eating the chicken skin, and not the whole fried chicken, has got to be just absolutely delicious.
Yeah. Well, that's like what I do with my meatloaf. I take, I make a meatloaf with my mashed potatoes, and I take the peelings and drop them in the fryer, and and that's for the bed, and they make a great to go with your mashed potatoes and meatloaf with those fried skins from potatoes. So trying to find as many creative things you can with every ounce of that food is fun for me and for all the all the chefs.
That's what keeps people coming back.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. If everybody has to have a gimmick, and whether your gimmick is changing your menu all the time, well, that's what I was going to tell you, Dean. When you said but you had to leave some of the stuff on there, otherwise. But Dean Fearing said on his menu, he said he changed the menu quite a bit, but he said there's staple things I have to leave on there because if I don't, they'll burn my restaurant down.
You can't touch them. I love the things I do, and I'm proud of them, and I hope that my gimmick is being consistent all the time, but man, you can't touch some of those things on that menu because people will call up and that haven't been out in a while. We're coming to get your calamari, and I'm going, man, I got to order some calamari quick, for when they get out here. For
calamari
sure.
Good out there?
I love it, absolutely.
Yeah, I love calamari.
We're deep frying ours. We do it with a Dijon sauce, with some Fresno peppers and some onions and cilantro and.
You making me hungry.
That's what we do.
I stay hungry though.
That's what
Don't
we do.
call me Chow Hound for nothing.
I know it.
What's your favorite dessert on your menu?
Man, we've got a flourless chocolate cake that's pretty good.
A flourless chocolate
cake that's pretty good. But I think my favorite on there is probably going to be the bread pudding because all the sweetness and the macadamia nuts that's inside that thing. So
bread pudding. I
love the bread pudding. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that my mom wasn't a very good cook, but a couple of things she could make was the bread pudding and a taco salad. I think that's why I became a chef because my mom couldn't cook too well.
I love taco salads.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I do. I don't like to pick. I don't really eat the bowl that they come in, but I like taco salads.
Oh no, Mom didn't make it with no bowl. She had the Doritos and the hamburger meat and the lettuce and the Thousand Island or whatever it was, French. That's old school. We did it old school.
Man, y'all, we're done. Bistro 1031. Look him
Absolutely.
up, and we'll see y'all next week for Trey's Chowdown Live. And look us up, Trey's Chowdown Live or Trey'sChowdown.com. Adios.